Noblesse, let's do this. In the bottom left starting location, we have the man crush of Tasteless and Artosis. He's very, very skilled.
GSL Clide.
That's a, that is, you can tell that's a voice actor, actually.
Yeah, it's really good.
That is a solid.
How does he make it sound like
voice.
he's coming through a radio?
I don't know, man. He has to do all this weird stuff with his throat.
Oh.
And now to the upper right, his opponent, up-and-coming Terran.
MVP Noblesse.
Noblesse.
Noblesse with the gas first build, as we saw. Clickety-clacking on that keyboard.
Clicking away, it sounds like a horse running on marble. He's doing it so fast.
Wow. Did you know that a horse's stride, Tasteless, is in fact shorter than the average human stride?
I was asking, though, if we could grab you more hot water. I didn't listen to anything you just said. What do you ask me?
A horse's stride is shorter than the average human's stride.
Yeah, you're reading that book, right?
I read it.
What's the name of that book?
Born to Run, man. Really good book.
I'm reading Freakonomics right now.
I'm reading that too,
It
actually.
is so good.
Yeah, it is.
I should start recommending books on Twitter. Speaking of which, add us on Twitter. I'm Call Me Tasteless. He is Artosis.
That's right.
It's true. That was a cute little noise you made.
Yep. Clyde going command center first in his main base, followed by a barracks.
What do you think about it in the main?
I like it.
You know, you would have thought he would have made it next to the command center, though. You know what I mean? If he could at least get SCVs over there more quickly. I don't know.
Maybe it's just made out there to make it closer to the ramp to get it down quicker.
Yeah, I guess that's another angle to take.
I think he just pulled an SCV off as he was approaching 400 because you notice he hasn't scouted or anything like that. So he's actually doing like the sickest mineral build.
Yeah, and for those of you watching at home, you might be asking yourself, but does it really matter? If I wait to scout, you actually get a lot more minerals.
You do. You get a good amount more minerals, man. Someone should do the math out of when scouting and how many minerals it actually costs you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just let the world know. Doesn't mean you shouldn't scout information. If you don't know what your opponent's doing, then
well, you know
how many minerals you have. Tastes.
It's on the scale. I mean, if you think that there's a possibility that he might do something that you need to react to right away, scouting early is good. But if you can kind of narrow down the options or figure out the last possible second that you can get inside of their base,
that's what I do.
Yeah,
last
that's what
possible
I do.
second.
That's why I don't normally scout after Pylon against Terran, because they can get inside their base still after
two-player map.
Yeah.
You do it after gate.
Yeah.
Four-player map. You do it after Pylon.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we do have a Hellion going across the map. Clyde has a couple Hero Marines.
Look at those badass SCV of Clyde's that shoved 2 Marines out of the way.
And here we go. Clyde with 3 Clyde Juniors up at the top of the ramp there, sending away the Hellion.
Those are Clyde's Marines, so they're taller and more handsome.
Of course. Those are like Special Forces Marine Stasis.
They are.
They don't even need stim. Well, we have Command Center coming down. Going to take that expansion right away. A bunker is actually going up at the top of Clyde's ramp. That's kind of interesting. And he's got to come down and remove this Hellion now. Ooh, Noblesse is quick.
That was nice. Just buying a few seconds to delay the landing of that. Yeah. That could really mess up the worker transfer.
You never know. If he only sends down, 2-3 Marines, maybe you can out-micro him and kill him. Noblesse being very quick, very smart about it. Nice scan going down. Seeing the command center and all the tech of Noblesse. Noblesse not getting any upgrades on his tech lab at the starport. Very important to know. Clyde, in the meantime, going Hellions, but no blue flame.
It's so funny if we look back to season 1 of GSL and how much this game has changed. Remember when it was like, uh-oh, Artosis, it's a Banshee.
Yeah.
This means at least 15 units are going to die no matter what.
It's true, Tasteless. People getting better and better at this game.
Oh, yeah.
And out comes the Viking, and this Banshee going to have just about 1 kill. Some nice pressure by Noblesse, but Clyde comes down quite a bit here. The Banshee doing its part, but everything will fall.
Oh, completely failed attack there by Noblesse. You know what's surprising? You would have thought Noblesse would have turned around there.
Yeah, he would.
I mean, he actually orbited around the entire guy's base with the Banshee.
Well, Clide right now up at 34 SCVs to 29 of Noblesse. So he's got to be feeling pretty handsome.
Yeah, the thing is, guys, is Clide's economy is about to explode. Clyde is about to jump pretty far ahead here. Oh, hold that thought,
If he
though.
loses too many SCVs, that's for sure. And a lot of SCVs actually going down here. Clyde's not really running away. Noblesse getting 7 kills before that Banshee goes down. That's more of a Banshee number. 8 workers killed to 0. Clide and Noblesse both at 30 SCVs, so they're pretty close after all of that. In the meantime, Noblesse at home is going mech, while Clide here is also going mech. Both players getting multiple factories going. And that's good, Tasteless. Want to see mech.
Artosis loves mech.
I love it. Well, I love it, but more so, I hate Marine Marauder.
I'm okay with Marine Marauder. I like to see the little chase scenes go on the map.
Yeah.
As the mech army moves out in the Marine Marauder, maneuvers around it.
Well, to each his own, I guess. We can't be friends anymore, by the way.
Don't do that, Artosis. I'm gonna run away.
All right, so the Hellions awaiting perhaps a Hellion drop.
Could be.
Hellions of Clide.
Not much of an element of surprise now with those Hellions on the map, but he will at least control the Zelnaga watchtower from there.
Still no blue Flame. He's continuing to get a lot of Hellions, but Clide just not caring about blue Flame upgrades at the moment.
What's up with that?
I don't know. It's a bit odd.
All right, so we got 3 factories here. Both these guys going for mech. And I predict this game to be pretty long, drawn-out, positional-based game.
Yeah. Well, it looks like neither player yet going for any third command centers. And that's actually a cool little trick that you can do in TVT. If you're both going mech, then neither of you can really kill the other one. As long as you get enough Hellions out, you're in a decent position. You really can't kill each other. So making a very quick third command center is quite powerful. It's something that a player like MVP does quite often. Oh, and they actually both have started those third command centers now while I was on my little spiel.
Artosis, I read an interesting statistic.
What was it?
On average, when people are on dating websites, I read this in Freakonomics, people on dating websites, men tend to lie more about their height, usually adding an additional inch, and women tend to lie more about their weight.
Wow.
Yeah. Now we know.
That's weird. I never lie about my height. Why would I lie? I'm 7 feet tall.
That was like a joke that an old person would really like.
Well, Noblesse right now getting a second starport, and this is becoming more and more popular right now in Korea in TVT, is getting that second starport and actually going for some Sky Terran type of play. Now, Clide already has a lot of Vikings. He has a Raven out as well, but the Raven Vikings are out for Noblesse, and with his additional starport, he'll be able to get a Banshee and then some more Vikings, and that's going to allow him to actually win sky battles. And if Clide doesn't have a Thor out and he's got less flying units, then it's like, well, this is rough. But he is making that armory. Clide knows. Yeah, I was actually at the TSL house last night watching Clide practice some TVT.
Was it amazing?
It was amazing.
Is it true that he like glows when he plays?
What's true is people are scared of him, man. He's so good. You have no idea.
All right, well, it looks like the race to the center was won there by Noblesse. He doesn't, okay, excuse me, he does know about the 2 starports. I really like the 2 starport play. I think it's pretty smart.
No, it's pretty cool, but, you know, you have to invest so much in it that, you know, if your opponent actually makes a Thor or 2, he's going to be safe for a very long time. And in fact, a fusion core is already going down for Noblesse. So he's actually just saying, you know what, 3 base battle cruiser. It's like I'm watching pros play Starcraft 1.
You call them pros? Isn't it pros?
It is pros.
You call them pros?
No, I call them pros, actually.
Well, why'd you just say pros?
Because I think most people call them pros.
Well, they're wrong.
They are wrong.
It's like when Idra's like, no, my name's Idra, and I'm like, you're too late, man.
Yeah, it's been decided, buddy.
All right, Clide now moving out. You know, it's important for people to understand that when you're going mech, you do want to try to stay as mobile as possible with mech. I mean, and you can't really be that mobile with mech, so I'm saying as mobile as possible with mech. Because sometimes people are just holding the same position for too long. And what's really good about this is Clyde's kind of maneuvering around and seeing if he can't intercept anything maybe.
Yeah, this is actually beautiful play by Clide so far. You know, he has a sensor tower plus the watchtower, so units can basically only come in from the right side without him knowing, and he's just kind of covering his ground back and forth, back and forth. Now, Noblesse is truly, this is so interesting to watch Noblesse play this out. He's got those gases so quick and free. Those Hellions overextending themselves just a little bit. Clide chasing them off, and battlecruisers are now in production, Tasteless. But Clide is going to have that 4th base, that gold base, and map control, because he hasn't teched it up that quickly. So he should be able to get more bases out. Now, will he get the additional starports he needs, and how quickly?
Looks like they're going to end up going around each other here. I think he's going to have to land the Vikings.
He may indeed. In fact, his Vikings, half of them really attacking a barracks instead of anything else, and Clide just rolling through. Beautiful play by Clide right here.
And now you can see that he's apprehensive about landing his own Vikings, and that was really smart of Clide to land his Vikings too. Just win the ground game. And,
that's a risky maneuver there. Noblesse landing on the high ground. And
nice
sniping
save.
the Banshee, and now he's going to want to land his Vikings.
Land. Okay. I don't know what he's doing, but he's going to lose all those Vikings.
And now the battlecruiser is out, so now the siege tanks do have to run away. But Noblesse has taken a lot of damage in this time, Tasteless. Clide continuing to do more damage indeed. This is going to get a little bit scary for him, though. You know, that battlecruiser has huge DPS against ground, just deals unfathomable.
Oh my God.
Damage. Oh wow, that's.
You know what? Although it's possible for Noblesse to survive this attack, the fundamental problem from him now is that there's no way for him to recover.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty rough.
Clyde basically broke his legs in this game.
37 SUVs to 65. And Clide withdrawing, still has a lot of siege tanks out.
Yeah, he might try to go for a counterattack here, but I think with these turrets finishing, it's not going to be an option.
Beautifully done there by Clide, and he's just going to want to switch over into a lot of anti-air units. Looks like, in fact, let me see. He did make a 2nd starport, and he's going for a 3rd now. So he's going to go mass Vikings with this, because guess what beats battlecruiser Viking bases?
What are Artosis?
More Vikings.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's quite true. That's why we see a lot of point defense drones, stuff like that. These 2 battlecruisers doing huge amounts of damage. But now that there are some Thors out, those are definitely going to help out quite a bit.
You know, I feel bad. Noblesse just took a hit that was too hard. I don't think anybody really expected Clide to just move into his base like that. That's very uncharacteristic of a mech player's play.
No, and that's actually, it's such a StarCraft 1 move. You can tell he's a StarCraft 1 pro, because when someone's going battlecruiser, if they go it too quickly, as in off of, 3 base, then you just have to hit an exact rush timing and do a lot of damage to him as his battlecruisers are popping out. And look at this, nice Noblesse harassment here. The mule that lives is the one not mining.
That's a sad story. That mule needs to get some kind of existentialist crisis right away.
Well,
what do you
know,
do with your life?
The workplace is, a lot of people die in the workplace, man. It's a sad, true fact.
Interesting fact, more people die in swimming pools than airplanes, Artosis.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on swimming pools and airplanes.
Why? What do you want to say? Say it, Artosis. Noblesse
They're dangerous?
They are dangerous, man.
Turbulence comes and it sloshes the water all over the floor.
Although I will admit, I do get more anxiety on an airplane. Sometimes, it's not logical, but sometimes I look out the window and I'm like, wow, we're really high up in the air.
Yeah.
And I think, wouldn't it suck to fall from here?
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad.
And then I imagine myself crying as the plane goes down. I'm like, ah! I have my last pathetic thought, my scrambled thoughts as we fly into a mountain.
That's terrible, man. These are terrible things you're saying.
And then I snap back in reality. I'm like, oh.
Wow. This is a crazy person. All right. Clide right now moving up the map. He has a ton of Vikings. It is 20 Vikings to 14 with Clide in the lead. He's got 4 Thors as well. And his ground army is just way better than Noblesse. His Noblesse has 4 siege tanks only.
Yeah, I mean, there's just too much stuff with Clide's name written all over it right now. But apparently that scan is enough to make Clide back off. As you can see, the income here for these two guys totally different.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Over twice as much for Clide. You know, he does have that gold base, which makes those numbers increase quite dramatically.
You know, the Terranverse on this map, what makes the Xel'Naga Watchtower so interesting is whoever's controlling that can take his own gold base while denying his opponent.
Yeah, it's a pretty powerful watchtower.
It's pretty impressive.
Here we go, though, and a lot of point defense drones are coming out, but the Thors, once they get through there, are going to help out immensely. There's battle cruisers here with some Yamato guns. And will Noblesse actually have enough to break through here?
You know what? I think he just barely has enough air dominance here. And that's going to cause the battle cruisers to actually run. That is weird.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, I feel like, was Clide not actually targeting the Vikings with the Thors?
I don't know what happened. That was really interesting because I was expecting for that to be the end of the game.
Yeah, and I think Clide was as well, and he is still ahead in supply, but point defense drones are some good, as are battlecruisers with Yamato. But here's the thing, I think that Clide didn't quite target his Thors correctly. I wasn't completely sure that was a very flashy battle.
Is it Yamato or is it Yamato?
I call it Yamato.
I say Yamato. You say Yamato.
Tomato, tomato,
Potato,
tomato.
We are weird people.
No, we're not.
Yeah, actually, we're not. We're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm so glad we're cool, Artosis.
I know, isn't it? Thank God. Some people are just born cool, man. I don't know.
Nerds out there that still want to be best friends with us, man.
Well, Clide with his huge production right now, doing a good job. We do have Seeker Missile on the way for Noblesse, realizing, hey, man, I'm stuck on these 3 bases. I got to make them count. Got to get some Seeker Missiles off.
Looks like Clyde's going to try to kick open the front door again. He's just going to... Oh, hold that thought. Okay, the Hellions are coming up here. SCV's duking out just in time.
And targeting down with his Vikings here. No Thors in this battle. Battlecruiser taking a ton of damage. The point defense drone already used up. And does Noblesse have enough once again? It looks like, yes, in fact, he does. But in the meantime, Clyde's tanks and Hellions doing some pretty good damage. And once again, he takes a bigger supply lead with each attack.
You know, Noblesse has got to be careful, man. This is a pretty stressful game that he's clearly not going to win. GG.
Yep.
I was going to say, stays in this any longer, he's going to have a bad attitude going into the next game.
That's true. It's just getting worse and worse.
Look at Clide with his smiley face. He's straight out of Watchmen.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, knows more than Dr. Manhattan.
That he does.
And looks even better
smart.
naked. You never read the Watchmen comic, did you?
No.
I would highly.
I know.
It will change your life. I saw the movie.
I actually
and
really like my life. Now I'm definitely not reading. I don't want my life to change.
No, man, it's going to be slightly better.
That's impossible.
You know what it's like?
I've actually maxed out on life happiness.
You know, like it's like this. It's like, you know what good beer is? What's even better is beer with pretzels. You know what I'm talking about?
That's a good point.
It's
a good point.
Pretzels
Tasteless.
are pretty good. Think about that.
Well, pretzels are one
the
of
little ones.
the greatest bar foods.
They might be one of the greatest foods, and it's simple because it's just carbs and salt. It's just there's 2 simple things that are terrible for you.
Yeah.
Well, carbs aren't terrible for you. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah.
Huh.
So anyways, the conclusion we can draw from that game is you need to read Watchmen, Artosis. He still hasn't seen Akira. I can't believe you hate anime, Artosis. If
you know what?
Akira,
I'm actually going to talk with you
anime.
backstage on the commercial about stopping this because I get so many people flaming me, despite the fact that I've watched more anime than like the entire population.
You let
of
your
Japan
fans
put
down,
together.
Artosis.
God.
Now, as you can see here, we now have MVP and
Also
Clyde.
known as
we're going to have a 5-minute break, guys. Don't go too far away. We'll be back here soon with a lot more, mostly Terran games here at the GSL.
Everyone else but you.